One day you're playing a doubleheader soccer game. The next day, you're in the hospital with doctors taking blood from you and come back and say you have cancer.
I want to live to be at least 30. I was almost gonna cry and it hurted a little. It hurted a lot.
Is it gonna go away or is it gonna keep coming and coming? And if it keeps coming and coming, I don't know what would happen.
I do want to fight it, but I just don't want me to die. I just want to stay alive.
In the middle of the night, one night, my parents woke me up and told me that Jacob died. And the first words that I said from there was, but I don't want him to die. It was too much for me to process.
It's not fair that the family has to deal with all the cancer and then we have to go out and find money to cure it.
Every day, there are families facing situations that they should never have to face. And we need to develop more effective therapies. We have the tools in our hands that will lead us to more effective therapies, but we can't do this alone.
We cannot sit here and wait for the next 10 years. In 10 years, more children will die. More of the patients that I treat will die. And I cannot take it. I cannot let that happen.
To be able to cure a childhood cancer and to do so where that child has the same life potential and the same ability to do everything that he or she was going to do is the goal.
So we need to be a voice for these kids because they have no voice. They're young, innocent kids who need someone to stand up for them.
It takes so little to take a stand, and it means so much if, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, 1 million people take a stand. It would just transform pediatric cancer research.
Everything you knew ever has come to a crashing halt in about 10 seconds.
So you're faced with the option that your child is either going to die or they're going to be submitted for torture with the hope that they'll live.
That we were being offered these drugs that had warning labels on them not to touch them and not to get them on your skin, and they were dripping into our child's body.
I think people need to be exposed to it a little more, even though I think it's something that a lot of people don't want to be exposed to. No one wants to see a child dying.
I screamed and cursed, and it was just not fair seeing that. He fought so incredibly hard, and he was so smart and so funny. And just like that, just in 30 seconds, it's over.
We've seen human nature in people come out through this path, and people want to help people, and people want to make it better for others. It gives people a cause, it gives people a good feeling.
This is not something that just happens to people and you should feel sorry for them. This is something that happens to people and you can do something about. This is a call to action.
We need the general public because we see when the general public is involved and when people take a stance on something, how amazing it is and what you can accomplish, what a small group of people can do.
And if I can help one family not feel like we feel because there is a new treatment, there is a new option, and there is new hope, then it is worth our time to sit here.
If we can go to the moon, we can find a cure for cancer.